Good day. My name is Rado Moskov, and I'm here to help you to stop smoking. Let me tell you, I've been a former smoker, and I know all the difficulties when you try to quit. I tried to quit several times, finally successful. Later, I'll tell you how I did it. Now, I would like to encourage you to go through all the steps of this seminar so that you can successfully quit this bad habit. This seminar has been successfully done in many occasions in South Africa and in Bulgaria, and many people already enjoy the freedom of being non-smokers. So I would like to encourage you, and I would like to tell you that this is possible for you if you follow all the steps that will be exposed in this seminar, and if you really want to stop smoking. At the beginning, I would like to know how addicted you are. So we'll take the classical tool for this purpose. This is the Fagerstrom questionnaire, and this will calculate how addicted you are. First question in this questionnaire is how soon after you wake up do you smoke your first cigarette? Now, I'd like to take a pen and pencil, or you just mentally add up the points of this short test. Within 5 minutes, make a tick to your 3 points. Within 6 to 30 minutes after you wake up, you smoke your first cigarette, then tackle 2 points, and after 31 to 60 minutes, tackle 1 point. After 60 minutes, you're getting 0 points. Second question is, do you find it difficult to refrain from smoking in places where it's prohibited? For example, library, church, cinema, etc. If that's so, add to your previous points another point. If no, you're adding 0 points. Third question, which cigarette would you be most unwilling to give up? If it's the first one in the morning, then add to your score another point. If it's any other cigarette, then you're adding no points, 0 point. Question 5. How many cigarettes per day do you smoke? If you smoke 30 or more cigarettes, add 3 points to your score. If you smoke 21 to 30 cigarettes, add yourself 2 points. And if you smoke from 11 to 20 cigarettes, add 1 point. And if you smoke 10 or less cigarettes, it will be 0 point to your score. Question 5. Do you smoke more frequently during the first hours after waking than during the rest of the day? If no, you're adding 0 points, and if yes, you're adding 1 point. Question 6. Do you smoke if you are so ill that you are in bed most of the day? If no, 0 points. If yes, 1 point. Now is the time to calculate all your points and to see what's your score for all of these 6 questions. What's your score? If your score is within 2 points, you've got very low addiction. If you've got 3 to 4 points, you've got low addiction. If you have 5 points, there is a medium addiction. And if you have 6 or 7 points, you're highly addicted. And if you're over 8 points, 8, 9 or 10 points, you are very highly addicted to the cigarettes. But even if you smoke like this lady, such a big cigarette, and if you're highly addicted, let me tell you, there is a hope for you if you are willing to stop the cigarettes. And I really believe that you're willing since you're watching this movie. So even if you get a low point or a high point, if you get high points, don't get discouraged, and if you got low points, don't get overexcited that for you the cigarettes are not a problem. You're here to stop them, and I'm here to help you. Why do people smoke? Why do they smoke? There is various reasons for this terrible habit. But the cigarette smoking is probably the most addictive and dependence-producing object. Specific, self-administered gratification known to man. So, in the base of this habit is the addiction and the gratification, which is being followed by the habits and many other things, and creates a terrible dependence producing effect. If we have to answer why, there has been some research done in this regard, and there is several reasons. First, we have attention reduction. More than 30% of the respondents report tension reduction. 15% of the respondents report pleasurable relaxation. That means gives them pleasure, it relaxes them. 25 or 1/4 of all smokers are psychologically addicted to the cigarettes. 10% report stimulation, and another 10% are manipulated by the sensory motor habits. That means moving their hands, looking around with their eyes, moving their head, all of this sensory motor manipulation. It's like a sensory motor habit, moving habit. And for the last 10%, 1/10 of the people report that it's just habits, though bad. Let's look at some historical facts. Tobacco producers have been used as a source of nicotine for thousands of years. Palatability and delivery of nicotine products were developed by, of course, Native American Indians. Important truth to know is that it came in Europe by Columbus. Black slave trade was developed to fulfill the manpower needs of the tobacco industry in the United States. You see, one bad thing causes another bad thing. Tobacco taxes financed also the American Revolution of Independence. In the year 1997, the Federal Drug Administration declared nicotine a pharmacology agent. Very strange why it's so late. Why this is only in 1997. Actually, in the 50s and in early 60s, some doctors in America even made the statement that the smoking is actually good for your health, and the tobacco lobbies has been thwarted a lot of health concerns laws which will prevent or will confine smoking, to restrict smoking. And this is why only in 1997, after quite a long research has been done, we're talking about 30 years research. Although this research started in the 1920s and carried till 1950s, we have a straight dependence line between tobacco smoking and the cancer. Even though that's a fact, many people willfully try to ignore this and lobby against it. Of course, their financial interests justify this behavior. How serious is the problem? Over 70% of the smokers see a physician each year. Of course, they've got much weaker health than the non-smokers, but only 20% of them actually receive any medical advice or assistance to stop smoking. That's very interesting. Why only 20% of them receive any medical advice or assistance to actually stop smoking? That's interesting fact. Let's look at some medical facts. The risk of the smokers for fatal heart disease is twice as much as this of non-smokers. Of the lung cancer, the risk is 10 times more. The risk of cancer of the mouth, the throat, and esophagus is sevenfold than the non-smokers, and that's established fact. The risk of cancers of the pancreas, of kidney, bladder, and cervix is 5 times more than the non-smokers. The risk of the smokers of stroke and stroke and peptic ulcers is 3 times more than the non-smokers. The fractures of hip, wrist, and vertebrae it's 2 to 4 times more than the non-smokers. The invasive pneumococcal disease 4 times more. The cataracts 2 times more. Leukemia, colon cancer, and prostate cancer, there is apparently no data in this regard. Breast cancer in the postmenopausal woman, it's also no data. For degeneration of the macula, which makes you finer, tuning of your direct vision, macular degeneration, it's 2.5 times more than non-smokers. And as a matter of fact, smokers die 5 to 8 years earlier than those who never have smoked. More medical facts if you have to turn on. Cigarette smoke contains over 4,700 chemical compounds. 200 of these are known poisons. And 43 are known cancer causing agents, including paint stripper, acetone. You're not gonna breathe paint stripper, will you? And though when you smoke, you're actually breathing it, which is the compound is acetone. Lighter fuel, butane. Methanol, which is the same as a rocket fuel, it's also contained in a cigarette. Ammonia also is present there, which is the main compound in the toilet cleaner. Acetic acid, which is vinegar. Mothballs or naphthalene, it's also present in a cigarette smoke. The exhaust fumes or carbon monoxide. Ant poison, which is arsenic. Radiation, polonium-210. Disinfectant, phenol, all of this is there. And all and more than this that are portrayed in this picture, 43 of these are cancer-causing agents. So this is a very, very serious problem. You won't gonna take ammonia and breathe it, or acetone, or arsenic, or polonium and just stuff it in your body, but actually you're doing it while you're smoking. So let this be a ringing bell for you. Let's go now for a few fallacies which are connected with smoking. Light cigarettes actually are myth, as smokers actually inhale deeper and retain smoke longer to achieve the same nicotine intake. When I started smoking, I used to take first Rotmans, and then I realized that there is a lighter cigarettes. There was at that time some cigarettes called Belvedere, and they are classified as light cigarettes, and I would like to put to sleep my conscience. So I was thinking I'm gonna smoke some light cigarettes, and actually the effect is actually worse because the smokers actually inhale deeper and retain smoke longer because they need more nicotine with the lighter cigarettes. Another thing is that addition of flavoring such as balsams, licorices, etc. has no effect of the toxic effect of nicotine. And a marketing research has shown that young people actually start much more with such cigarettes, with flavors rather than with the plain cigarettes. And some people think, well, these cigarettes are less harmful. That's not the truth. They have no effect of the toxic effects of nicotine. Some people try to make sleep their conscience, to quell their conscience, and they believe that, hey, I smoked so many years, there is no point of me quitting it anymore, because beyond a certain age there is no point of stopping me. But that's actually wrong. Symptoms due to smoking improve at whatever age smoking is stopped. And another very, very interesting effect. Some people who smoke and who try to convince themselves that they'll make it without any danger to their health or life, they said, "Hey, my grandpa actually smoked till 90 years of age, so actually the smoke doesn't cost him in any way to reduce his longevity, and I'll do the same. I actually care his genes, so I'll do the same." Now, actually, that's partially true, and that's the whole danger. It's only partially true. Actually, 1 in 1,000 of the smokers really survives in such a ripe age, and actually nothing happens to him. That's a statement of fact, and that's really true. I can admit that. I can't lie. But that's only one per thousand. Now let's take this revolver, which is photographed here in the picture, and let's play a Russian roulette. Let's take all the bullets out, and let's stick only one, and roll the revolver on our arm, and let's stick the revolver on our forehead, and let's pull the trigger. Will we do this? No, that's a suicide, you'll say. I hear you saying that's a Russian roulette. That's for sure. And the chance you to get killed is only 1 to 20. Only 1 to 20 is your chance to get killed, because there is 5 places in this revolver, and only in one of these places there is a bullet. So your chance to get killed is only when the trigger hits the bullet, and that's 1 to 5 or 20%. Your chance to get killed by the cigarette or get a terrible disease, it's 999,000. Only 1 per 1,000 survives this terrible Russian roulette called cigarette smoking. So compare 1 to 1,000 chance to survive to 80% chance to survive. 0.1% to survive from the smoking, compared to 80% chance to survive by the Russian roulette. And no one in his right mind plays Russian roulette. No one plays with the revolver in this manner which I explained you, called Russian roulette. But a lot of people you see every day plays with the much more dangerous Russian roulette called smoking. And I'm asking here, what's the sense? And do you see that there is no sense of smoking? Smoke doesn't make sense. So that's another reason you to quit smoking. What are the benefits of breaking free? Let's go first to the physical benefits. There are several. Financial, social, etc. Well, let's go first to the physical benefits. You will have improved senses of taste and smell. That's a fact. When you stop smoking, you'll have improved sense of taste and smell. You'll have increased enjoyment of food. Your taste buds are gonna get cleared, and you'll enjoy food much better than now when you smoke. Look at these terrible teeth. I don't want these teeth to be your teeth. So the benefits of breaking free this terrible habit is wider teeth, and you'll have a wider teeth when you stop smoking. You'll have improved appearance by delaying the aging process. People that never smoke look actually younger. People that smoke regularly, their skin look grayish, they have much more wrinkles, and their skin is not quite healthy as those of non-smokers. Also, they'll have a better lip color, they'll have improved circulation, they'll have improved general health and increased stamina. Another physical benefits that you should look at is people who break free have warmer hands and feet from the improved circulation, and they clear up cough and phlegm. They have increased energy, they have lower pulse rate and blood pressure, and they have fewer minor health problems such as coughing, burning eyes, dry mouth, and brown tongue. They have reduced risk of diseases such as coronary heart disease, bronchitis, emphysema, Buerger's disease, stomach ulcers, and cancers of all types. Let's look at some social benefits. People have more time to devote to work, family, and friends. They want to offend others by blowing smoke on them or burning them. I'm lifeguard and I actually hate when smokers come to a lifeguard area and start blowing smoke, and many people know that in my lifeguard tower smoking is not allowed, neither in Durban, South Africa, nor in Varna, Bulgaria. I actually don't need to inhale the fumes, and as we discussed earlier, the fumes are quite dangerous. They have only 43 carcinogenic elements, or the elements which cause cancer, and quite a lot of poisons. I don't need to breathe these poisons. So the smoker decide by himself to breathe this poison. It's his own right to poison himself, but that's not my choice, and I don't want he to take a decision instead of me. My decision is not to smoke. Of course, you'll enjoy non-smoking social situations such as theater, church, weddings, without being impatient to escape to a smoking area and not enjoying all what is going on in these situations. You'll have your house, your car, and your clothes smell fresher. You'll have no danger of damaging other people's property with ashes. Fellow taxpayers and insurance policy holders will not have to pay more than their fair share to cover the financial burden of smoking-induced cigarettes, and you know that there is a little field in your insurance form where they ask you, are you a smoker? Why they ask you this? Because you're going to pay higher insurance when you are a smoker. Family no longer subjected to increased risk of fire. Also, no unnecessary financial and time burdens on family members because of illnesses brought on by smoking. And you really don't want to have a family member who is suffering of various types of cancer or heart problems. You'll be also a better listener when not distracted with cigarettes. You'll not be burdened by carrying around cigarettes and smoking paraphernalia, like lighters, matches, and so on. You'll have positive feedback from family and friends. You'll project an image of self-control. Since there is so much evidence against smoking, people assume those who continue to smoke just don't have control of themselves, and that's partially true. You get bound to the cigarettes like a slave, and you can't control a little cigarette. You actually cannot control a greater deal of yourself. You'll be more employable for many jobs where smoking is considered a disadvantage or a hazard. What other financial benefits? The money amount saved by not carrying cigarettes in the future and not buying them is actually great. Now, if you live in South Africa as I do, and if you spend a modest money for cigarettes, say for example 600 rand a month, and by the current rate of interest 7%, for 35 years you'll have a 1 million rand in the bank. 1 million rand in the bank you'll have. If you put the money that you put in the bank instead of putting it and blowing it out of your mouth. So it's quite a lot of financial benefits when you stop smoking. You also will avoid indirect cost of smoking, such as higher insurance rates and burn, damage to clothes and furniture. You'll avoid cost of major smoking-related illnesses by breaking free of the smoking habit now. You'll have investment income from money that would previously have been consumed in smoking, as I said earlier. The joy of wisely spending the financial benefits on something you really want, and this is the beginning of the emotional benefits we'll look at just now. You'll have improved self-image, you'll have control of your own life. The cigarettes no longer dictate the terms of your existence, and that's quite a bit of. You'll have increased self-confidence for problem solving. You'll have feelings of accomplishment and pride. You'll have more control of yourself. You will be a good example for children and others. You'll have just joy in setting a good example for them, and that's quite a good emotional benefit. You'll have knowledge and experience in being a winner. You'll have general sense of well-being. You'll be definitely happier, and you'll look confidently to the future. Not when you smoke. Whoever try to hide it, well, there is a green future, and you can't avoid it. So maybe it's time now to stop smoking. How shall you stop smoking? What you have to do? Let's go to some do's and don'ts. First, change your life pattern and your daily routine. When you'd like to stop smoking, you need to change your life patterns, the way you schedule your life, and today you do things which actually makes your daily routine. Drink at least 5-6 liters of water daily. If you think that's quite a bit, and if you heard the great lie that you need only 2 liters a day, well, I would like to ask you, where did you read that? If any doctor tells you, ask him where did he read it. 2 liters are insufficient. I can tell you that I drink daily more than 10 liters, in some cases even 16 liters a day water. The water has neutral balance. What it means that even if you drink more water, the water will get out of your body and you won't retain anything. There is another deception that actually drinking more water will harm your kidneys because it will make them work harder. At the contrary, drinking more water will make your urine lighter and actually more thinner, more diluted. And as you know, the thicker your urine with the waste elements, waste minerals of your body, the greater risk of you to get your kidneys damaged. So actually, you're helping your kidneys by drinking more water, and by drinking less water, you're actually damaging them. So do this. This is like a taking shower from inside. I'm telling you from experience. Develop the habit of breathing deeply. Also, it's very important. Another quite a good trick that you should remember and always keep it in your mind is that the craving usually lasts only 2-3 minutes. So if you use the time test and hold out, the urge will go. This is caused by the neurotransmitters of your brain, which activate the neural synapses. So if you hold on for 2-3 minutes, this releasing of neurotransmitters and the stimulation of the postsynaptic endings will end, and the craving will actually go. And that's a physiology. It's a simple physiology. It's a statement of fact. Remember to take vitamin B1 tablets. Or if you prefer, do it like me. I take breweries sometimes. Breweries is a natural source of B1, so if you prefer a natural source, take a brewer's yeast. Exercise often and take a walk when the urge arises. Very important. Look, this is very simple truth. This is not something that you can't do. This is very simple truth. Don't overlook them, and don't look at them with contempt and says, well, can a walk cure me out of smoking? Well, the walk itself cannot cure you out of smoking, but if you do this, and if you do the other one, and if you do the other one, take compile and take compound, and eventually will help you stop smoking. And it's proven fact that if you exercise, your craving will decrease greatly. So exercise, and when the urge arises, just walk. Go and have a brisk walk. Another important thing is to tell all your friends, I choose not to smoke. Why? Because you're crossing the psychological line, and you've got their support and confidence in you, so you don't like to disappoint them. When one of my closest friends started smoking when he was 35, 36 years of age, I was shocked because I knew him as a man of quite a strength of will. And I told him, Michael, how can you, a man of such a strength and willpower, start smoking in such a ripe age? And he says, well, he couldn't give me quite a reason why he started doing that. And I said, Michael, I'm a Christian, and I'll pray for you. And later on, he told me, well, the fact that I know that you're on your knees, and I'm trying to, I actually smoke, and in this way, I ignore all your efforts, made me quite ashamed, and that helped me actually stop smoking. So do you see the benefit of telling all your friends that you choose not to smoke? In this photo you see me and Natalie at my gym in Durban, South Africa. Natalie is a smoker, and I did this experiment with her. I told her, Natalie, after we finished this training, please now start smoking. And she said, no, but I don't want to smoking right now. Actually, she was quite surprised I invited to stop smoking. And I said, do you see now how after a good training you actually don't want smoking, don't want to stop? So when the urge arises, have some exercise done. Go and have a brisk walk. What you should do actually more, if you can, eat only fresh fruits and drink fruit juices and water for a whole week. This will clean your system, and you'll have more vigor and more energy from the fruits and the vitamins and the fruit juices. And drink more water for a week if you can, just to detoxify yourself. This will also will help. All of these are little bricks that will build quite a steady wall, quite a robust wall against your habit of smoking. So you won't smoke, would like to cut your habit. So it seems like a little bricks, but little bricks, remember, bring a thick wall. And this I'm trying to do now. What you shouldn't do, don't fool yourself and keep some cigarettes. Don't do that, because if you've got some available, you'll be quite tempted to reach them and light them. We don't wanna do that. Don't sit at the dinner table after your meal is finished. Get up and take a walk. That's thing that everybody can do. Don't sit at the dinner table after your meal is finished, like this granny here in the picture. Don't sit at your favorite smoking chair. Use a different one. We'd like to break the habit, and the habit is connected with quite a furniture in your house. I would like you to break it, and all of these connections would like to break them out. So this is why I'm saying, don't sit in your favorite smoking chair. Use a different one. Also, don't meet and have a chat with the friends after work. This is the most dangerous place. If you'd like to stop the cigarettes, so don't meet and have chat with the friends, because when you get together with them, as the Bible says, hey, bad friends corrupt the good manners. So you may consider them good friends, but they may push you back to the bad habit. So don't meet with them after work and have a little chat. Go straight home, and if you feel discouraged, watch this movie. Don't have stimulants such as tea, coffee, and colas, which will contain caffeine. Use caffeine-free or bush tea, because caffeine is a stimulant and can trigger your habit again back. So if you'd like to drink coffee, drink a caffeine-free coffee or a bush tea. Don't drink alcohol for 5 days. Why? Because it will affect your willpower. You know, the alcohol reduces your inhibitions, so don't drink alcohol for 5 days. just to strengthen your willpower. And most drinkers are smokers, and most smokers also drink, so these two habits are quite connected, so we don't like they to get connected here like a twins bind in a head. What should be our approach of stop smoking? How to give up when trying very, very hard. There is a rule number one, and it says that there is no easy way to stop smoking, and I would like you to remember very clearly that there is no easy way of stop smoking. Don't think that because you're watching this movie you're already non-smoker. You have to do something, and this do is not a picnic. You need to fight this habit. Of course, all of these tools that I'm giving you are just tools. It's like an army arsenal. Without the soldier and without the willpower to fight, the arsenal, even the best one, is useless. So there is no easy way to stop smoking. What will be the 7 ways to change the smoking habit? First, act decisively. Either put yourself a quit date or just say, today I'm not smoking anymore, and act decisively. Remember, it's no easy thing to stop smoking. So act decisively. As you would have acted if there is some immediate threat to your health or some immediate threat to your family members, you'll act quite decisively. So act decisively in this regard as well. Second, nip the old impulse in the bud while it's forming. Don't let the thought of wanting a cigarette linger. I want to tell you, you are in full control of your thoughts. I'll repeat this. You are in a full control of your thoughts. Your brain is like a custom office, and any stock, any imported thing can come to the customs, but it depends on the custom official to let it go through the customs into the country. So the fact that any bad thoughts came to your mind should not matter to you. The fact should matter if you start lingering on this thought. Exactly in the same way which the customs official decide to throw the bad stock, the bad material out of his office. Say, for example, some dangerous materials has come and they illegally brought to the customs. He, when examining, he has the power to throw them out and to arrest the one that tries to smuggle them. In the same way, you need to arrest the thought and to throw the bad thoughts out of your mind. You've got the power in exactly in the same way as the custom official has the power to throw the bad stuff. The fact that the bad thought arrived in your head doesn't matter. The fact matters if you let it in the exactly the same way. The customs official cannot control what will come to the customs office, but he can control what will pass through the customs office. In the same way, you can't control the thoughts that will come to your head. They can come from any sources, but you can control what will remain and what will linger in your head. Remember this thought, it will help you. So say to yourself, I choose not to smoke, therefore I will not. I choose not to smoke, therefore I will not. 3. Never allow an exception to occur. Giving it once make it physically easier to give it again. So, don't make an exception. Giving it once makes it physically easier to give in again. And resisting it once, making it also physically easier to resist again. So when you resist, you're gaining power. When you give in, you're losing power. Never allow, in this regard, an exception to occur. 4. Anticipate times when the smoking habit is likely to overcome you and plan a substitute actively. Be very careful. You know that the smoking habit is attacking you and will attack you any moment that you won't expect. So anticipate these times and be ready to have a plan to substitute actively this attack. For example, after a meal, go for a brisk walk, as we said earlier. When you wake up, you have a cold or a hot shower. Busy yourself with something else. Don't let the boredom dictate you to start smoking again. Feed the new habit of non-smoking. Tell friends that you are a non-smoker. Tell everyone you meet and encourage them to do likewise. 6. Constantly imagine yourself victor over the smoking habit. As the proverb goes, if you sow a thought, you'll reap a deed. If you sow a deed, you'll reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you will reap a character. And if you sow a character, you'll reap a destiny. So everything starts with the thought. So constantly imagine yourself victor over the smoking habit. Think of yourself as a champion non-smoker. New habits are reinforced as you rehearse them in your mind. As you're lying in your bed, as you're trying to fall asleep, imagine yourself that you don't smoke anymore. This simple technique of imagining will help you, visualizing will help you being a victor over this terrible habit. 7. Practice balance in life. Avoid sameness, avoid loneliness and extremes. Give your life balance and change. Go in the nature, get yourself some friends, go on a hiking tour, enjoy nature, enjoy life, enjoy your balanced life. Enroll in some studying classes, do something that you never did before. Avoid loneliness, because a lot of smokers smoke simply because they are lonely. Another thing which I make quite a observation in Bulgaria and in other countries, the people that are poor actually smoke more than the people that are rich. And I'm going to make some conclusion, though you may not agree with it, but I found that the people that are poor, they think, well, I don't have no other pleasures in life, only the smoking left, so let me enjoy it, because otherwise it's only work and sleeping, and I've got only one pleasure left. While the rich people think otherwise. They think, well, I made my money, I don't need to die in a hospital and say pay doctors. I'd like to enjoy my money, and this is why they live a healthier lifestyle. And this is why most of them actually don't smoke. But this is my personal observation. I don't wanna, in any regard, make this observation a general rule. My observations are so. You may agree or not agree. The smoking habit, how the habit is formed in a brain. We know that everything that happens in our life is its origin in a brain. Our simple movement of our finger is originated in our brain. So the habit is also formed in the brain. The brain is made up of about 15 billion cells or electrical powerhouses, and all of them are connected with each other with more than 10 trillion connections. Can you imagine what a maze is this in a brain of connections? And all of these neurons, electrical powerhouses, all of them has quite a lot of information to proceed from all around the brain. They are all interconnected to form a complicated circuits. And in this way, there is some memory of connections, and there is the message is transferred in a relay system. It's quite a complex integrated system, in a way that we can do the simple movement, all our reflexes, as you can see in the picture, all the things that happening are actually commanded by a central nervous system. Okay, the nervous cell, it's using electrochemical transmission of this impulse. The neuron has an axon in which it tries to connect with other neurons, and by the action potential, which is electrical impulse, it reaches the end of this axon, which in turn releases neurotransmitters, which start connecting in these neurotransmitters. These chemicals start combining themselves with the synapse, with the in the synaptic connection with the other neurons, and in this way, with the dendrites with the other neurons, the connection is established, and by reacting a neurotransmitter of the dendrites in a synaptic connection, they reacted. They actually, this is how the information is transferred in a central neural system. Okay, we've got quite a lot of neurotransmitters. You've got GABA, you've got acetylcholine, you've got dopamine, you've got serotonin, and you've got quite a lot of, you've got norepinephrine. For a cigarette addiction, very important the dopamine, which is released by the by a section in our brain, which then synapses in nucleus accumbens septi, which is our endogenous reward system, and in this way we start feeling quite a pleasure, and it's exactly in the same way which the cocaine addict feels the pleasure, and this endogenous reward system is made up so that we can enjoy life like reading a good book. But when you start smoking or using some illegal substances like cocaine or heroin, this endogenous system is hijacked, and when we don't supply this stuff like nicotine or coke or heroin, then the system start get in malfunction and start getting in disorder. So how does it work? First, we've got the artificial boost of this. It started actually in ventral tegmental area in our midbrain. In this ventral tegmental area releases the dopamine, which goes synapses in a nucleus accumbens septi, and we start experience pleasure. And this is artificial boost. We get adjusted to that, and we get dependent. So when we have the system start malfunctioning, when the boost is taken away, and then the system is actually hijacked. What is happening also is the impulse, as I said to you, from the neuron to the neuron axon is get slowed. It actually get retarded. Occurs slowing of the impulse, and also at the same time activates, electrifies the nerve cell itself. So at the same moment we've got activation of the nerve cells and slowing the impulse. In this way we've got this is the reason why some take cigarette when they need to calm, because the impulse gets slowed. The jumping of the impulse between the connections in the axon is slower. So this caused by the nicotine. And also when they need a lift, they also, when they like to feel high, they also smoke, because the activation of the nerve cell also is done. Now we've got, except this addiction, we've got also another chain. The smoking is interwoven with all our daily activities. So first we've got nervous system dependency, as I explained to you how it happened. From the ventral tegmental area, release of dopamine, slowing the impulse along the connections in the axon of the neuron, and in the same way activation of the nerve cell. This is why when we'd like to relax, because of this slowing, we smoke, and also when we'd like to feel a little bit higher, because of the activation of the nerve cell, we also smoke. So we've got our universal friend in the brackets, of course, who is always ready to help us. Even when we feel down, he lifts us up. When we feel very angered and very emotional, then we also smoke to calm us down. And so in this way, it seems like it's universal emotional stabilizer. But this is why it's so dangerous. Mm, so we've got this psychological addiction. Now, you can stop smoking if you really want to, and that's the truth. And if you follow the plan, all of these little gems that I'm giving you now helped a lot of people. They can help you as well. Now look at these two dogs. They're identical by size, identical by their kind of dogs, identical by their age. They're identical as the twins. Now let's do some experiments. If you feed the dog on the left side with the best meat, with the best nutrition, the best of water, everything the best, we give him the best rest for 10 days and give him the best we can for 10 days. But if we starve the other dog for 10 days, giving him just say lettuce a day just to keep him alive, give him no good sleep, actually ignore him for 10 days, and after 10 days we get the dog on our right, and which we starved, and we get the dog on our left, which we fed quite well, and we made them fight. Now I would like to ask a question. Which dog will win? The dog that is being well fed or the dog that is being starved? Of course, the dog that is being well fed will win. The other one hardly can move. So in the same way, if you feed the right dog, you'll get the right results. The one that you fed is gonna win. If you stabilize, if you encourage your good habits, if you enforce your good behavior as a non-smoker, when the urge arises because the other good habit has been enforced, has been fed nicely, they will win. And vice versa. If you feed your bad habits, the other ones will starve, and when a fight, a conflict occurs between two of them, the bad habit will win. We don't want that, so feed the right habit. And this is the reason why you should do this. Because if you feed the right habit, when the conflict occurs, the stronger will win. Now let's see how the smoking affects your arteries and your heart. Now it's quite a lot of deal of damage your smoking can cause to your cardiovascular system. Heart attacks or coronary thrombosis, or what's also known as myocardial infarction, is the greatest killer of man. It's caused also by smoking. The arteriosclerosis is it's a damage of your body, which is commonly called the hardening of the arteries, and they can let go much fewer blood streams, so this causes blood pressure and a lot of other complications. Blood flowing from the heart carrying life-giving oxygen and other nutrients which the body requires are reduced because of the fact that your arteries are clogged. Blood collects waste products, carbon dioxide. What are the essential for the heart to function? And a clean and clear arterial tree. As you can see here, this is the healthier dissection of your arteries with the different parts of this artery, with intima, media, and adventitia. Let me tell you, I'm not a doctor. If you need a detailed full information about the physiology and anatomy of the human body, you should consult your physician. I'm here only to help you stop smoking, and the medical information that I supply here is only related to this. So if you'd like more information about this, please consult your doctor. This is the unhealthier section of your blood vessels, of your arteries. We've got arteriosclerosis. As you see now, I've got these yellow spots around the channel of your arteries. This is blockage which occurs preventing the normal flow of blood. when they get quite serious, it happens ulceration, which causes the blockage flow to the blood, and obstruction occurs in the blood vessel. It's caused by smoking, arteriosclerosis plus the nicotine causing it. It elevates the blood pressure because of the blood having to pass through a smaller opening. You've got aneurysm, which is aneurysm is widening of the aorta, which makes it prone to rupture or breakage of the aorta, and with fatal ends. And fatal aneurysms or dilation of the aorta are 4 times more frequently than the non-smokers. Also, circulatory deficiency, Buerger and Raynaud disease, resulting in fatal blood loss and need for emergency amputation. Look at the Buerger disease. Look what a terrible sight is, just because of the man didn't stop smoking, or didn't do it in time. Raynaud disease also, it's terrible thing. We don't want that happening to you, so I would like you to do it, to stop smoking. Diminished flow causes cardiac rupture. It's in fact it's a rupture of the muscle in a heart caused by the blockage of the arteries. It causes the diminished the flow, and the muscle which is supplied by the artery, which is blocked, starts dying, deprived of oxygen, and then the heart ruptures. It's terrible. Heart attack. You've got also a stroke in the brain caused by the rupture, and it's terrible. You can die. You can lose quite a lot of abilities if you don't die. So we don't want this happening to you. You can also get irritation and swelling. You've got more mucus. You've got chronic infection. It's terrible diseases. You've got heart attack, and you've got stroke. And all of these things which start making you a constant patient of the hospitals. And while you should save all the money to enjoy them, I have to pay them to the doctors, and that won't help in most cases anyway. There are 4 factors responsible for the change from ordinary atheroма deposit to the ulcerating tape, and as you can rightly guess, the most important is smoking, exercise, diet, and of course what you inherit from your parents is a gene material, your genes. Smoking contains, the smoke actually contains carbon monoxide, and carbon monoxide makes the red blood cells 15 or more times eager to carry it instead of oxygen. Therefore, there is a 15 times less oxygen in the blood, and the carbon monoxide is very dangerous gas. It's it's odorless and it's colorless, so you cannot detect it in any way. A lot of people in the rural areas where they burn coals are found dead even with their coffee cups in their hands. It's such a quick poison. So it's contained also in the cigarettes. I won't say that when smoking a single cigarette you'll die holding a cup of coffee in your hand, but I'll say that this poison is nothing to be ignored. It's a dangerous thing. So it creates changes in the blood vessel walls. The smoking as well occurs because only 85% of the normal oxygen is carried by the bloodstream. The blood vessels start swelling and get rough. The heart starts suffering, of course, of that. You've got severe chest pains caused by the depriving of the oxygen of the muscle of the heart. You've got buildup of thrombosis or platelets, and you've got coronary thrombosis, and in some cases rupture of the heart. Let's see how the smoking will affect your lungs now. Lung is the system of tubes and bags, mucous membrane, basement membrane, and so on and so on. The air comes in your trachea from your nose and mouth, and then from the trachea is divided in your bronchus, and you've got finer pipes which is called the bronchioles, and this is your trachea, your air pipe, and then you've got your bronchioles. Actually, everything winds up in the alveoli, which are your lung sacs, where the exchange and the reaction of your blood with the oxygen happens, and the blood by diffusion get rid of the carbon dioxide. It's a waste product of your metabolism, and collects oxygen by the air and carries it back in your bloodstream. Actually, we are marvelously made. Now, but when we hijack this system, what's happening, as you see on the picture, there is a cilia. This is the final things in the end of your lung cell, which is made up so that we can clear our lungs. And when you've got these green dots on your right, as you can see them, now they're made up. They're actually some particles of dust or so the cilia is throwing them out to your mouth. The cilia is actually little brushes, which actually is brushing the dirt away. You've got mucus gland, which cleans these brushes from time to time, and this is your lung cell. We actually marvelously made our lungs marvelously made up so that we can not choke up in dust. Smoking, what is doing is hijacking this final cilia system, because if you put tar on this system, then if you smear it with tar, this cilia, these finer brushes, cannot move and throw dirt away and actually get prone to more diseases and more dust. And what is the association with cancer? You can imagine by yourself. Look at the lung of the cancer patient. I don't want this happening to you. What's happening is when this system, as you can see on this picture, gets hijacked by the tar, by the nicotine, paralyzes action the cells and the cilia, leading to accumulation of the mucus in the tubes. Instead of mucus to clean, now the mucus cannot go out, and then you feel the urge to get this mucus away, and then you break up by coughing, starts secure the stagnation, and then what's happening? You start coughing to throw it away, and smokers start actually coughing. This is why the smokers cough. Bronchoectasis is irreversible. That means if you start smearing your air sacs, your cilia with tar, with nicotine, you cannot take it out. There is no machine that can clean your lungs out of this terrible tar. So please don't do that to yourself. You can also contract emphysema. Guard yourself against this terrible disease. There was a man in an old age home which was contracting this terrible disease, emphysema. He can get the air in but cannot get it out. So it get the air, but now you got quite difficulties throwing it out. Its face get red. He start making a terrible efforts to get it, but it's almost impossible. He was praying to die and he couldn't. So I don't want this happening to you. You've got pulmonary emphysema, which is terrible disease. I don't want this happening to you. Look at the normal lung and look at the lung with the emphysema. Look at the blood there. It's terrible. How the cigarette affects your lungs? Look at the cigarette smoked lungs. You've got diminished ventilation. You've got enlarged mucous glands because we said the cilia is clogged. So the mucus cannot go out. So the mucous gland get enlarged because the mucus is stuffed there in the gland. And excessive production of mucus Then you've got loss of lung tissue. You've got increased amount of secretions, impaired handling of secretions, and you've got inflamed air tubes. You've got also diminished ability of lung to ward off infection. I mean, of course, if your cilia is blocked and smeared with tar, and these brushes, instead of throwing the dirt out, they keep it there, imagine what's going to happen to you. Of course, you're going to have more infection. Look at the healthy lungs on the left, what good, nice, red, pinkish color they have, and look at the smoker lungs. Look what a black, terrible stuff. I don't want you to have that lungs. So help yourself also. What you should do to eat. First, let's answer this question now. Do you stop bit by bit, or do you stop rapidly? Now I just want to ask you a marketing question. If you've got stock in a demand, you've got a lot of people want to buy this stock in a demand. Say, for example, it's a Christmas and you want to buy a Christmas tree, but there is only a few. What is going to happen? Are the price of the Christmas tree going to rise up, or is going to fall? Of course, it's going to rise up. So if you start reducing the cigarettes, your desire, your demand to cigarettes has not been reduced. Actually, because you're reducing the supply, the price of the cigarette, the price of the enjoyment, you're making the price of the enjoyment higher. Exactly in the same way, if we start reducing the Christmas tree during Christmas, we'll rise up the price, because the people will remain, the amount of people will remain the same, but reducing the amount will rise up only the price. So the demand will rise. The quantity demand I'm talking about, not the demand, the quantity demand will arise. The quantity of demand. So in the same way, the quantity of demand of cigarettes will arise when reducing the cigarettes. So don't reduce them, but cut them immediately. This is the reason why you should cut off rapidly. Because if you reduce them, you'll enjoy more the cigarettes, and actually you can have a reverse effect. Actually, you can start smoking more after this terrible experiment, because by reducing it, you made the price of the cigarette higher. You make each cigarette more valuable, and you actually get addicted more. So you need to cut them more. Let me just open a bracket here. You need to listen to this MP3, or if you're watching the movie, you need to watch it and listen it very carefully, and you need to watch it not only once, or listening not only once, but you need to watch it or listen it several times, and rehearse some of the sections of this movie. Please do it. Let's carry on further on. Nicotine is still in your body. How to get rid of it? I said cleaning effect of water. I said to you, I drink from 10 to 16 liters of water. You can make it also. You'll clean your body. Avoid coffee, tea, and alcohol, because the caffeine and alcohol have the same effect as the nicotine, as I explained, in your central neural system. Hijacks your endogenous reward system, which is made up by a creator to reward your activities, to make your life more pleasurable, like reading a good book, watching a good sunset, or listening to good music, or enjoying good activities with your family. This is hijacked. So you start getting a strange element in your central nervous system, which activates this system artificially. You get addicted, you adjust to that, and eventually you get chained in this terrible disease by your own endogenous reward system. So caffeine and alcohol have the same effect as nicotine. They also act as associations. So we try to avoid this association, terrible, fatal attraction. So don't wake the trigger. Don't drink or eat anything that will trigger the reflex of smoking by association. Say, for example, your coffee cannot go without your cigarette, so don't trigger the tiger by association or by the reaction. Reaction means when you see something and to react on that, so don't associate or don't react by this. Don't trigger the tiger. Tomorrow, drink minimum 5 liters fresh water. As you wake up, drink half a liter, 1 liter every morning. I drink in one go, liter and a half, so you can do it. You can drink, say, 500 milliliters, half a liter or a liter water. Avoid also cold water. Drink lukewarm, because it's much easier digestible. Drink fruit juices, eat yogurt to clean your system. Also take vitamin B1, boost to your nervous system after withdrawal and washing out of nicotine. Take brewer keys 5 tablets 3 times a day if you want, or if you want to take your B1. Tomorrow also, and I'm talking really tomorrow, physically exercise something favorite. Do something favorite, as I said. So, as I said, when you exercise physically, you can stop your craving, because after a good physical exercise, you don't have the desire to do it. Of this man, which is without legs, which are a wheelchair, if it's in a wheelchair and can still train, so you can do it as well. If he can do it without legs, you who have 2 legs, you can do it. Please do it. Physically exercise something favorite. Oxygen is a nerve tonic, so if you feel craving, open the window and breathe deep. This you should do tomorrow. Passive smoking. Remember that your lungs need clean, pure air, so don't inhale someone else's smoke. This is passive smoking and it is dangerous to your health. Become an ambassador for ex-smokers. Let me tell you an example of my personal life. A lot of people tell me, I see the benefits of your life that you don't smoke, and I would like also not to smoke. Actually, a lady told me a month ago we met, and she says, when I met with you and when I start talking to you, you got such a positive influence in my life that I get ashamed of myself and I stopped smoking. Same thing was quoted earlier in these lectures by my friend Michael, as you remember. So it's very important you to be ambassador for ex-smokers. Actually, you'll start, your influence will be absolutely unconscious. When you're not smoking and people see your good lifestyle, they'll actually crave your good lifestyle, and you can be ambassador of ex-smokers. But be careful of passive smoking. I know of a case which a woman which had never smoked in her life, but actually lived in a family of quite heavy smoker. She contracted cancer and passed away, unfortunately, because, as you know, passive smoking is 5 times more dangerous than actually the real smoking. So be also aware of this and avoid the company of smokers, and fight against if somebody starts infringing your rights of cleaner air. I've got a friend of mine who is a professor in a university, and he traveled once in a lift, and in the lift there was one guy quite inconsiderate. Despite of the fact that he was not alone in the lift, he started quite cheekily smoking, and my friend professor told me, please, can you not stop? And he says, no, that's my right to smoke. And my friend professor said, well, that's my right also to spit. So you smoke, I'll spit, let's see who is gonna win. And all the people start laughing in the lift, and the guy get quite ashamed. So be careful of your rights of non-smoker when you stop smoking, and enforce your rights with all your power. If you stop smoking, don't start by curiosity. You want to wind up like a monkey again. And this monkey has more brain than the humans, because, as you can see, she opened the box and she destroys the cigarettes. She hates passive smoking. She hates when somebody smokes around her. Her name is Biscuit. I made this amazing monkey in South Africa. She was a pet of some people on the beach. And as you can see, she destroys cigarettes. You also need to destroy your cigarettes and fight for cleaner air. So be careful of the passive smoking of them. A little monkey, which doesn't have your brain, can know the dangers instinctively of smoking and hates the passive smoking. You also should be aware of this danger. Most common made pollution is the passive smoker. It's a side stream smoke. That means the smoke from the cigarette itself, and the expelled mainstream smoke is called by the smoker. This is the two sources of pollution. Exposure to secondhand smoke increases heart disease by 30% and increases lung cancer risk by 30% as well. As I said to you by this example of this lady, she passed away by lung cancer by simply being present in a smoking area. So you don't want to do it. Avoid this. Dr. Ruth Bonita from the University of Auckland, New Zealand, said that people who never smoked or had quit smoking for at least 10 years had twice the risk of stroke due to the exposure to second-hand smoke compared to people not exposed to cigarette smoke. So now it's your greatest danger you to get exposed to this passive smoking. Be aware of that and stay away of passive smoking. Other dangerous effects of the involuntary smoking is headaches, eye irritation, cough, nasal congestion, worsening asthmatic and respiratory allergies, small airway diseases, children suffering from bronchitis and pneumonia, sudden infant death syndrome, and many more. Smoking affects not only your health but the health of your loved ones. So don't be cheeky and don't destroy the life of others, even not the people of your family. Again, I'll give you an example of people in my lifeguard area this summer. I found that more intelligent people, when you tell them once, please, this is non-smoking area, I don't like inhale the smoking, they pick their stuff and they go out of the area, they smoke their cigarettes and they return, while the less intelligent actually start disputing this, and I have to kindly invite them to leave the area, and in some cases this wasn't so pleasant to them, but I have to do it. So you should do the same. You should avoid passive smoking, and you must know the price of passive smoking and the price of smoking by itself. Each cigarette a man smokes reduces his life by whole 11 minutes. Can you imagine 11 minutes of your life will be destroyed by a single cigarette? Each carton of cigarettes thus represents a day and a half of lost life. So when you buy a carton of cigarettes, you're buying a day and a half of lost life. Every year a man smokes a pack a day, he shortens his life by almost 2 months. And this is data from University of California, Berkeley, in a wellness letter, April 2000. It's been done. Children of parents who smoke have slower development of lung function as the lung matures, frequent respiratory infections, and this picture is actually the worst, the most terrible picture in all the video now. You can see a monstrosity. A little child is born with such terrible defects, and the poor mother had to carry him and have to care for him. Can you imagine? She'll die, but the baby will grow up. She have to care for this baby till the end of her life. It's terrible. I don't want you to have such a baby. And except that you'll have deformities and you'll have damage in the fetus. Even you'll have more respiratory symptoms. Why? Because you're indulging in a terrible habit. Children of the parents who smoke have more chance to start smoking early in their life. You don't want that. If you relapse, you need to understand the relapse. Now you are well on the way to success. This can be a danger period for any new non-smoker. Most relapses occur in the first 3 months. These major causes of relapse are alcohol, stress, boredom, negative feelings. Be prepared. When a stress comes, be prepared that the cigarette will try to help you as well. When you're on your knees, when you're down in life, you can also get pushed up by the cigarettes. Avoid that. You've got enough troubles, don't make it more by smoking. Many fail because they lower test guards, they stop using coping skills, they think that one cigarette won't hurt. No, it will hurt. I said why. Because it will reduce your willpower and you'll lose motivation and confidence. If you relapse, don't worry. If you relapse, don't collapse. Start again. Failure is only failure if you fail to try again. So try again until you finish. Don't say like Mark Twain, ah, stop smoking is easy. I did it plenty of times. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. Fight with all your strength, with all your power. Start again. Don't make this habit carrying on in your life. A non-smoker for life. Welcome to a non-smoke-free future and your final step to freedom. Maintain your commitment and motivation. How to be a non-smoker for life? Use the skills you have learned to stay a winner. Discover your full potential. The future is in your hands. If you can dream it and believe it, you can achieve it. That's for sure. No one can calculate the worth of a human being. Now look at your thumb and look at your thumb and look how your thumb is unique. How your fingerprint is unique. This fingerprint is unique in the whole universe. So no one can calculate the worth of your being. Value what you have. You have been a winner over a cigarette. You have achieved a fantastic change in your lifestyle. Now apply the same winning ways in the rest of your life. Share your success. The best way to remain a non-smoker is to help others to stop smoking. Help yourself by helping others. Set an example to young people. Share your experience with others. Don't pressure people, be positive. I want to tell you, if you know that somebody is, for example, like me and my friend, I pray for him, or if somebody is encouraging you, you'll be more confident and you'll try not to disappoint them, and you'll be more ashamed to start smoking again. So get yourself a buddy to support you. Promote a smoke-free environment. Be active in tobacco control activities. And maintain a positive, balanced lifestyle. Remember the winner's diet. Remember to exercise, to relax, to think positively. Practice your coping skills to avoid a relapse. Enjoy your non-smoking freedom and help stop smoking somebody else. And this is the end of our program and I hope this is going to be the end of your smoking habit, or the beginning of the end of your stop smoking habit, the beginning of your decision. This is me on a picture in my lifeguard tower. This is how to show you that a good lifestyle can be achieved, and you can look good, you can feel good, and you can feel strong by throwing your cigarettes. Get into the habit of doing it. How did I stop smoking? Let me tell you at the end. I had a friend of mine who was a believer and I was non-Christian. I was smoking. I tried to stop the cigarettes earlier and I couldn't. A friend of mine who was a believer Christian told me, look, if you pray, God can help you with everything. And I said, well, God doesn't exist. How can somebody help me who doesn't exist? And he says, God exists and God can help you. And because he was reiterating this quite a lot of time, I got irritated one day and I said to him, well, I'll make a bet with your God. If he exists, he will help me according to you. But if he doesn't exist, he won't help me stop smoking. As it happened, in one night, I stopped the cigarettes. In one night, I stopped the cigarettes. Just happened like this. Since then, I believe God. If God can help me, can help you as well. So I'd like to say, God is always present to help you. Follow the program. Following the program doesn't exclude God's help, and God's help doesn't exclude the program. Both of them are tools, and you can use this program to help you. And I hope that one day you're going to be a non-smoker and to help others. And I wish all of the best for you, and I wish you to get rid of this terrible habit. Please drop me a line if you have any questions or if you're successful. Also, if you have any difficulty stop smoking, drop me a line. This is my email, radomoskov@gmail.com. Drop me a line and hope all the best for you. Have a nice day and God bless you.